Greetings and welcome to the Sunday School Review. Right here on the Prayer Quartets, I'm Dr. PJ. Our lesson for today is a dwelling place for God. It can be found in Exodus chapter 25 verses 1 through 9, chapter 26 verses 1 and 31 through 37. My friends, have you ever thought about the places where you've lived? Your journey may have begun in a childhood home, then moved to several other places, each only being temporary. Now I invite you to think about where God has dwelled. In the Old Testament, his presence was in the tabernacle, a portable sanctuary. Later, he dwelled in the temple in Jerusalem. Then, in the New Testament, he took residence in his Son, Jesus Christ, the Word made flesh. And now, where does he live? I'm glad you asked. In every born-again believer, we become the temple of the Holy Spirit. Through this lesson, we will see that God has never been confined to a building. He moves wherever his people are. When God led Israel out of Egypt, he didn't tell them to build a city or a permanent temple. He told them to build a tabernacle, a mobile sanctuary. This was a powerful message, my friends. God was with them wherever they went. His presence was not tied to a single location, but it moved with the people wherever they moved. In the same way, our relationship with God isn't limited to a church building or a Sunday service. He walks and talks with us daily. Jesus said, "For where two or three are gathered in my name, there I am with them." Let's fast forward to the days of Jesus. His body was a temporary dwelling for God on earth. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling, or he tabernacled among us. Jesus was the living, breathing presence of God among us. He was the fulfillment of what the tabernacle and the temple had pointed to. God walking and talking with his people close up. His death, burial, and resurrection proved that God's presence was never meant to stay in one place. We believe this by faith. The disciples didn't fully understand what Jesus was doing at the time, but I would submit that he was shifting God's dwelling place from a building to something far greater, his people. Jesus said, "I am with you always to the very end of the age." If you can hear it, my friends, every believer is a dwelling place for God. After Jesus' resurrection and ascension, he fulfilled his promise to send the Holy Spirit. My friends, do you not know that your bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? We are the living tabernacles, carrying God's presence wherever we go.